What's up guys, my name is Timbo and today I've got another Destiny 2 video for you all, and we're talking raids, specifically the raid that's going to be in Destiny 2 and where it's going to be. If you guys have seen some of my other videos, then you know that the raids are really what I play Destiny for. I like the Crucible, you know, I've had my fair share of times where that was all I did, but when it comes down to it, the PvE content is what I enjoy and look forward to the most. All of those repetitive strikes and bounties and story missions back in the day were all grinded so that I could have a high enough level to play these raids with my friends. There's always something exciting for me with a new raid, going into them blind, figuring out the mechanics, and finally beating it after hours and hours of failure is one of the most fun and rewarding experiences I've had playing video games, and this new one for Destiny 2 will no doubt do the same. Destiny has had some disappointing content before, but the raids for me have always delivered a great experience. So far, Bungie has released some information about their new raids such as death penalties, matchmaking, etc. But as you can expect, any specific details have been very limited, which is honestly a good thing. Like I said, I go in blind with my group, and I think a lot of the fun in the raids is discovering the areas and secrets on your own without anyone else showing it to you beforehand. Like I said, this video is about the setting of the Destiny 2 raid, so obviously I'm not going to come out and say that I know for a fact where it is going to be, but what I will do is go over a few locations that are not only cool ideas, but most importantly, possible in my opinion. As always, I invite you to put your own ideas in the comments below if you can come up with one that isn't brought up by me in this video. All of these ideas are made with the mindset that the raid has something to do with the Red Legion. Personally, as I've said in other videos, I hope that either Gaul or the Consul is the raid boss, connecting the campaign with the endgame, you know, like they did with Oryx in the Taken King. So this video is being made assuming it will be. However, I do understand that the approach could be that of Vanilla Destiny or Rise of Iron, where the antagonist in the story missions wasn't coherent with the raid. For example, Axis in Wrath of the Machine isn't in the campaign, just the raid. So, while lame in my opinion, and while unlikely, technically it is possible that the raid will be deep within Nessus or Titan, with it being themed around the Vex or something. But assuming that we're fighting Gary in the raid, let's get into some possible locations. The first one I can give to you is the tower. I don't quite remember where I heard this, but a while back I remember being told that there was a screenshot showing 6 guardians in the tower holding guns, which would indicate that the raid is there at one point. However, I haven't been able to find this photo. It could exist, it might not, maybe one of you watching has seen it or knows where to find it, but even with that being said, I don't really see the tower being that likely of a setting, hence why I put it first on the list. I don't think it's the greatest backdrop, first of all. Sure, we haven't gone into the last city at all, we've only been able to look down at it from the tower, but I just don't see what it could offer visually unless you were on Gaul's ship or beneath the ground or in a building or something. Not to mention, I'd assume that you'd take back the tower in the final campaign mission. I doubt that they draw that plotline out for the story and endgame as well. I know it's possible, but with my current mindset on how the story is going to play out, I don't think this would really work. The next two, however, have a bit more to be desired in terms of location, coherence, and potential. I'm assuming by now you've all seen the whole sun blowing up clip that has caused many people, myself included, to speculate this event's involvement in the story. And while I cannot say that the raid will revolve around us trying to stop the Red Legion from blowing up the sun in some way, I see it as possible. Who knows, maybe after we drive Gaul out, assuming that he isn't dead, he or the Consul or whoever just says screw it and tries to take out the whole solar system. It's not outside of the Cabal's capabilities. It's been said multiple times that the Cabal have destroyed other worlds before, so they could potentially be trying to do the same to us. As the raid begins on Mercury and moves to this super weapon or ship, Oryx Dreadnought style, as we infiltrated and bring the fight to Gaul. This would be something that Destiny hasn't done before with its raids. Typically, we the Guardians have one motive going into these: kill everything, but adding the pressure of saving the entire solar system would definitely add some tension and motive. The only thing that makes me think this isn't true is because of the clips we've seen so far. Neither of the ones that we have look like they take place on the fiery planet Mercury, and the clips we have of Guardians at this location are in a group of 3, not 6, so this may prove to be false too, but even still, it isn't a bad idea in my opinion. But you know what's a better idea? this last one. Not only is it pretty cool in general, but in my opinion, it's the most likely. And the place I'm referring to here is inside of the Traveler. Right off the bat, you might be thinking that this and the first guess are one and the same, but they're actually not. When speaking of the Traveler, I'm not referring to the tower. While sure it is possible that the raid begins in the tower and then moves inside of the Traveler, what I find more likely is the shard of the Traveler in the European Dead Zone to be the entrance to Destiny 2's raid. Unlike the other ones, there are just more things that add up when looking at this location. Not only does it allow more creative freedom when designing the levels and encounters, but it just makes sense. Destiny 2 is heavy on the Traveler. In Destiny 1, while mentioned some, the Traveler doesn't play a big part in the story. We were just told what it does and then it just sat there for 3 years. But now with Gaul coming, crippling the Traveler, taking the Guardian's light, I find it very likely that the Traveler will be involved in Destiny 2's raid to be the final battleground of the fight against the Red Legion. What evil could be in this shard? Who knows? Maybe the Cabal is going inside to get something powerful, you know? That was something the Hive were trying to do in that crappy Destiny 1 mission if I remember correctly. Or who knows, maybe the Traveler is evil or some nonsense. I think it's also important to look at other raid entrances. When looking at the Vault of Glass or Wrath of the Machine, the entrance to the raid is very grand and stands out in the open world. And when you put this image with the other ones, it just kind of fits in if you ask me. I'd personally be really excited to see what is in the Traveler, and just be able to learn more about something in the Destiny universe that has otherwise been shrouded in mystery. The clips we see can very well be from inside the Traveler because the inside can really be anything. The Traveler just fits in my opinion. I think it has a ton of potential and would be a great place to have a raid. But I'm just one guy, and I just have one opinion. So, now that I've told you where I want the Destiny 2 raid to be, I ask you to do the same. Where do you think Destiny 2's raid will take place? Do you like my ideas? Can you think of others? Leave your responses down in the comments below. In case you missed it, yesterday I uploaded a video announcing that I will be live streaming on Twitch for the very first time at 7 PM Central Time today. So if you didn't see that video and you'd like to watch or even play some of the final Iron Banner with me, make sure to stop by tonight. All of the links for that will be in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.